Hello, stamping friends. It's Angie here with Too Cool Stamping. I'm back. Yay! I'm so excited to be back. It's been a long time. I'm back from my maternity leave, and if you want more information about that, you can go to my toocoolstamping.com blog, and I have some information on there that you can see, or you can go to my Facebook page, which is probably where you're at if you're watching right now, or you can watch the replay there after we're done. So I want to focus on our actual class tonight. There's so much I could talk about my maternity leave and my sweet little Ava, but I want to focus on this class because there's so much to show you, and I'm excited about the cards we're going to make tonight. Plus, this is my first chance to talk to you about what's been going on since the beginning of the year, and that is the mini catalog has been released. So if you don't have one of these and you would like one, just let me know. You can just send a message to me with your address and I'll be happy to send one out to you. Let's see, we also have our Sale-a-bration flyer that is out right now. That goes on through the end of February, and this is always my favorite time of year because you can get free stuff all the time. I love it. So for every $50 or $100, you can pick something out of this brochure for free. There's lots of things that you can choose for $50. There's a couple of things in the back that you can choose for $100. So, and that's for every $50 or every $100 that you order. So don't forget to check out the flyer. Also, if you have a $300 order, you can, and that's either an individual order or if you want to gather up some orders with your friends and have a workshop, then you can have a $300 order, and that will get you the Calming Camellia stamp set. Look at that. It is so beautiful. I have not had a chance to use it yet, but I have seen some amazing projects, and I love the fonts. I love the flowers. Just some really, really beautiful imagery there. So you can get that for a $300 order. And if you want to be part of my team, this is a great time to sign up. I know there's always several times throughout the year, but this is a great time to do it. For $99, you purchase that starter kit. You're going to get $125 worth of product for free, and that's any product that you choose. Plus, during Sale-a-bration only through February, you can select 2 free stamp sets of your choice. Any stamp sets from the catalog. That does exclude the host stamp sets and the Sale-a-bration stamp sets. You cannot choose those, but any other current stamp set you can choose. So that's always a fun time. You can pick some really big stamp sets and get whatever you want in your kit up to $125. Plus, that's going to get you, you're going to have free shipping on that starter kit order. You're going to get 20% off of all your future orders. You're going to be a part of my Too Cool team, so you'll get some VIP behind the scenes action as a demonstrator. So if you want more information, feel free to contact me. You can also go to my website, toocoolstamping.com, and click on the link about joining my team. Okay, let's get started with our class today. We're going to do a class about the Sweet Conversations bundle and the Sweet, I believe it's called Sweet Talk Suite, and we're going to use many of the products from that suite. We're also going to have a 5-card class kit like we normally do, so stay tuned for that. I did post already the host code for that, so if you're interested, go ahead and place your order. You just need a $35 order to qualify for the free kit. And because this is a Valentine's theme and we're cutting it kind of close to Valentine's Day, I didn't want to wait until the end of the week to start shipping those kits to you. So starting on Thursday, I'll start shipping those or mailing those kits out to you if you have qualified. So if you order, place an order anytime between now and Monday, January 31st. Can you believe we're at the end of January already? Closer to spring, that's all I can think about. But if you place that order by Monday, January 31st, using that host code, don't forget, very important, so I know that you're wanting that kit. Then I will mail that out beginning on this coming Thursday, which is the 27th. So if you place an order on Thursday, I'll get the kit out in the mail on the very next day. I just wanted you to have as many days as possible because I know sometimes the post office is not as timely as we would want them to be. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the camera around, show you some of the things in the suite first, and then we'll get started with our projects. So hold on a second. always my least favorite part. I'm sure yours too, right? Woohoo! All right. I'm all out of sorts because I haven't done this for so long. Let me just switch this around just a teeny bit more. There we go. Okay. Somehow I apologize. I had this all figured out. Whoops. There we go. Beautiful shot of my hand. I had this all figured out earlier, and then of course when I go to do it live, it's never smooth. It's never a smooth thing. Okay, let's get our lights going here, and I'll show you what's in this kit. It is a really awesome kit, or suite for Valentine's Day. It's one of my favorites. Actually, I've never been one to really do a lot of Valentine's projects, but this one was just adorable. It has the whole conversation hearts feel to it, and some really nice layering. You get the solid background and then the outline of the different conversation hearts, and there's 3 different heart shapes. So plus the XO and little tiny hearts and a few cute little greetings as well. So lots of fun things to use for Valentine's Day. Plus you have the Sweethearts dies that go with that bundle, and that has this cute little envelope that you can make. We're going to do that on one of our cards, a little tag, all kinds of little hearts, and then those 3 heart shapes that that you can use as well, plus a few banners as well. So that's always fun too. All right, my favorite part, it usually is, and that's the paper. I absolutely adore this paper. This is what made me really love the suite. I love all of these beautiful, colorful hearts in the beautiful pastel shades of our conversation hearts. And I'll show you the backs of those as we go as well. So much fun with these colors. This seems to be the most popular pattern. Every project I see has that on it. It's just one of my favorites as well. Love those stripes to go with all of the colored hearts. A bunch of different candies. And I don't know if you knew this, I just found this out, but Valentine's is actually it's actually the biggest card giving holiday when it comes to handmade cards and handmade treats and projects. So it's perfect for what we do. And this is my favorite one. I love that. All the different colors of the conversation hearts. And then all of this different languages here. Looks like we have German and there's French. I don't know the different languages. I was never good with languages, but different languages saying I love you. So that is our Sweet Talk Designer Series paper. We're also going to be using, oh my gosh, you guys, this is my favorite embellishment from the mini catalog, the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. These are, it's like if you take our regular basic jewels and you put iridescence all over them. Just a beautiful, you get pinks and yellows and kind of a pool party color, all shimmering in there as you're looking around. I'm sure that the camera is not picking that up as well as it could, but these are like, they can go with just about anything. I love, love, love these. They've like sold out and came back and sold out and came back. So right now they are in stock as far as I know. And if I were you, I would definitely stock up on these because these are so, so, so cute. I hope that they keep them in the new catalog coming out in May. Okay, also, we're going to be using this beautiful red, real red faux linen ribbon. This is really, if you can see, it's kind of sheer and it ties really well. And it's just it's really great texture for all kinds of projects. So you can see you can make a really nice little knot that's not too lumpy. That's always kind of my test for cards. I don't like knots to be too lumpy because then the post office doesn't like the cards that I make. But this is the real red, and it's I think it's 3/8 inch. Not sure if it's 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch. I think it's 3/8 inch faux linen ribbon. So we're going to be using that. And then this is not from that suite, but I am going to be using it on one card. And this is the Mother of Pearl specialty sheets. I don't know if you can see that beautiful pattern in there, but it is a beautiful, yeah, it's just a kind of a shell, seashell pearl texture to it, and it's part of the Symbols of Fortune suite, and I'm just going to use that as a little accent on one of our cards. And then another part of the Sweet Talk suite is the little treat boxes. These are absolutely adorable. I wanted to give you an idea, and I think I'm going to do another live with some other projects that I did with this, but these are, they might be smaller than you think they are from what you're looking at in the catalog, but they do hold quite a bit. They're about 1/2 inch, a little more, they're 5/8 inch wide, and I decorated this one. I'll show, I think I'm going to do it live so I can show you how to create this, but you can put quite a lot in there. I had some candy in there that they fit the M&M's snack fun size, and I also had some York heart patties, peppermint patties in there. So it holds quite a bit. You could put just about any fun size candy bar in there, or conversation hearts if you wanted to. So that's a cute box, a whole other class for that. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that that went with the suite, since we are getting really close to Valentine's Day. Okay, let's get started with our projects, because I think you're going to really love them. Whether you're a fan of Valentine's Day or not, I think they're absolutely adorable. And you wouldn't necessarily have to use them for Valentine's Day, although because it has that heart shape, it does tend to lend itself to that no matter what greeting you put on there. All right, we're going to start out with our first card. This is a basic white thick card base, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And it's scored at 4 1/4. So there's our sturdy card base. You always want to use the thick if you're using white. You want to use that for the card base to make it a little bit more sturdy. Next we have our Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, and this striped piece is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to just add that to our card front. And I'm just adding that with our seal adhesive. Okay, then let's start with some stamping. These are photopolymer stamps, and I always like to use a piercing mat to stamp on so I get a nice transfer of ink. And I don't need this yet. I have a piece of copy paper. We might need that later on for a couple of our projects. So this piece, let me give you a measurement on this. This one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, basic white. And I'm going to use 3 different kinds of hearts here. Get those out. I'm going to start with, totally not even part of the color scheme, but I love that you don't have to use all of the colors in this color scheme. This is why I brought the copy paper over. Now I remember, because I want to stamp off. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. I'm going to stamp off once, because I don't want it to be quite so dark, because they are pastel hearts. Okay, then let's do our pool party. And for this one, I'm going to kind of do that pointy one. I think this is light enough. Yeah, it's light enough that we don't necessarily have to stamp off. So a few there. Now that doesn't match the purple at all. Let's get the purple out here. We have Highland Heather, and we're going to use the 3 hearts that are solid. And I'm just going to do some layering here. Like so. So just randomly anywhere you want to. I kind of kept it in the middle so I have a little bit of a white border around. And then I'm going to put a sentiment on there. And this one says, "Happy to have you in my life." Isn't that sweet? I'm just gonna stamp that with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I'm gonna finish up by adding this to a layer of basic black. And this is just gonna be the, let's see, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8 for the basic black. And I'm just gonna add that directly to my card front. And this looks really cute as is, but I wanted to just finish up with one more little heart to pop up. So I'm going to, let's see, find one that I like. How about BFF? So this isn't quite a Valentine's card. BFF, happy to have you in my life. I'm going to stamp off in the same Highland Heather as I just stamped that outline, just to have a little difference in color. And then I'm going to use that Sweethearts dies to cut that out. So we're going to add that with some dimensionals. I'm just going to put one dimensional on the back here and put that right next to it. And of course we need to put some iridescent jewels on here. It's just totally necessary. Let's see, let's put one right here, just kind of spread it out a little bit. We'll put a medium one, we'll put a little one. There's 3 different sizes of those iridescent jewels. So there you go, there's our first one. Super quick, super easy. It's a lot of stamping, not a lot of intricate layers, so very easy to put together. You could put, you know, do a whole stack of these very easily to pass out to your friends for Valentine's Day, or just send them a little fun, cheerful card in the mail. So that is our first card. I also like to do 2 cool versions, and I've already done a blog post about this version that is pretty much, I just cased that whole idea there. And the only thing I did different than the blog post version is I added some iridescent rhinestones, but I can't remember what day it was, but it was sometime last week I did a blog post about that. And there's also a project sheet for that as well, so you can go back and download that. But very similar, I just used a different designer series paper. I used Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather and put 2 different hearts on it this time, one with Love You and one with BFF. So those are our 2 cool versions. All right, next up, we have a fun fold. This is a Z fold card, and this is another one that I did post already on my blog last week. I just really liked it, and I thought that you guys might like making it, so I added it to the class. We're starting again with the basic white thick, and this time it's a 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and then just fold it in a Z style. Make sure you use the tip of your bone folder to really crease that so you can get it to lay as flat as possible. Okay, we're going to decorate the Z card base first with that popular paper. This one is 2 3/8. Let me get this right. 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. You're going to need 2 of those. And we're just going to add that. I think I need to get my other one. This one's sticking a little bit. Sometimes if you use it too much, you get some goop on the edge and it starts to stick. It starts getting, this one's starting to get goop on the edge too. It just means that you're using it a lot. All right, whoops, I don't want to put it directly on there. I'm actually going to put it on a layer. of Real Red, and this is a 2.5 by 4, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, next we're going to add that directly to our card base. So we'll put one on the front flap and then one on the inside of the card. So it kind of looks like a gatefold card. All right, now we're going to decorate. You're going to want a piece of basic white, and this is the same size as your designer series paper, so that 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. You'll want a third piece of that Real Red in the 2.5 by 4, and that will be for that layer. And then you'll want one more piece here of the Highland Heather, and this one is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. But first we're going to stamp this piece, and we're going to have it go horizontal. We're going to start with the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment in the center. And then we're just going to add some hearts along the outer edge. Let me find my Simply Chamois, because I think we're going to need to clean a couple of my hearts off here. So we'll clean that. And let's just start with, actually I need the big one. That's the one I did Granny Apple Green, so we definitely want to get that color off. This time we're going to do Highland Heather. And we're just going to stamp randomly around the edges. And then we're going to do Real Red. And we're going to use the more pointy heart for that one. And we're just going to fill in the blanks. Whoops, thank goodness. That's a photopolymer, so we can just add it in if we miss it. We can see right through it. Awesome. Okay, let's layer those together. So that's all there is, just a little bit of stamping. It makes it very, very simple. Layer it on our Real Red. And layer it on our Highland Heather. And then we're going to use some of that linen, sheer linen thread or ribbon. And I'm just going to tie that in a double knot. It's faux linen, so we're doing a faux bow. You know it's my favorite because it's easy. And we'll trim the edges. Boop. Boop. And then we're just going to add this to the front with some dimensionals. So remember my little trick for putting dimensionals on. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know you just flip this 180, center it. That way you know exactly where the edge is here, because you only want to add the dimensionals to that front flap. We'll put one in the center. Okay. And then center that. And then of course we need to add a few of the iridescent rhinestones. Every one of these projects is going to have them on there because you just have to. They're just fantastic. I can't say enough good things about them. There you go. So there's our Happy Valentine's Day Z fold card. If you wanted to, you could do some stamping on the inside as well to make it really, really pretty. So there's my first card. I do have a Too Cool version. Again, I do have a project sheet already on my website. If you go to toocoolstamping.com, you can look back to last week. I'm not sure what day it was. But here is the Too Cool version. And this one also has the basic white thick card base. I used a different designer series paper on Blushing Bride, and then I used a Blushing Bride piece of cardstock here, and I'll have to look it up because I can't remember the name of that new embossing folder. I'd only used it that one time, and it is it's part of a pair. It's called the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders. They're mini embossing folders, and you get 2 of them. So these are the stripes, and then there's also a splatters one. So that's cool. And then the front part here is stamped in Blushing Bride and Pool Party. This time I popped up the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment. I also added a little die cut heart in real red, and then just put some iridescent gems around there for some sparkle. Here's a little picture of what you could do for the inside. So you can really decorate it any way you like. So that is our second card. All right, the next one. This is also another fairly simple one, but it's a fun fold again. And we're gonna start out with a 5.5 by, ooh, I forgot. It's 5 1/4. And then we're gonna just score on the 4 1/4 mark. So we have a card front that has a really short flap in the front. Next, we have that Mother of Pearl, and I just have a little strip here. This is a 3/4 by 5.5 inch strip, and that is not what I wanted to do to that at all. I wanted to, we're gonna see if we can make it work. I just wanted to put that underneath this edge. So I was going to add some tear and tape right to the edge. Oops. And then we're just going to have a little bit of it peeking out. Let's go this way. Woo! It's already stuck. That is some sticky tear and tape. Whoa. All right, we're going to make it work. So we have this piece for our, just a little tiny strip there that's going to show. Then we have, this is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of the Sweet Talk paper. I love that pattern as well. And we're going to add that. We'll put a little bit of, whoops, of the seal right along the edge here, and center it, and then we're going to fold it right over that. And I do, oh my gosh, I totally lucked out. I thought I was going to have some adhesive there on the ends, but I don't. You need to make sure when you put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that Mother of Pearl that you're not taking it clear to the edge, because this is a shorter piece. So just make sure that you don't make that mistake. I lucked out because I totally thought I did that. So this is our card front. I love doing this where you make the paper part of the card front, because then you have a pretty inside as well. So I'm going to add, you can add the inside of the card, and make sure you do some stamping before you do that. But I want to show you real quick how you can add that to the inside. So the way I do it so that it will be centered, this is a smaller piece. This is a 3 3/4 by 5, and I just center it on the back of that designer series paper and then close the card. That way I know that it's covered and it's not going to peek out around the edges there. So that's our card base. Now let's decorate it a little bit. So this time I used Melon Mambo, and this is not one of the colors that is in this suite. However, I thought that this background heart kind of had a little bit of a Melon Mambo look to it, so I thought I would try doing that, and I really liked how it turned out. So we have this piece. This is a die cut from the Scalloped Contours dies. That is this die set. One of my favorites, just as a die set to get, even if you don't like the corresponding stamp set. And then we're going to stamp on a piece of basic white. This is a 1 7/8 by 3 1/4. And we're going to use the Melon Mambo first. And we're going to use kind of the small roundy stamp. We're going to stamp off actually 2 times because for some reason my Melon Mambo is super dark. So 2 times. And kind of like the first card, we're just going back and forth. Then we're going to do real red with that pointy heart. Let me clean off some of this. You notice how I have both of my hearts on the same block. That's just to make it easy to find. But you got to be careful because you can get ink all over your hands, as I did on my thumb. It looks like I have an injury on my thumb, but I don't. It's just it's just some red ink. And so just randomly down there. And then I've already die cut a little love you heart and stamped that on there. So that's going to also be added to that. But before we do, we're going to add our real red faux linen ribbon. So I'm just wrapping that around the front, again tying it in a double knot. Trim the ends off. And now we can add it to our scalloped label. We will pop up this love you with a little dimensional. And then we're going to pop this up on the front of the card. Okay, there we go. And then of course we need some, you guessed it, some iridescent rhinestones. I'm going to add 1 of each size. Whoops. And there you go. We're totally done with that. If you wanted to, you could make this ribbon go over a little bit more. I had meant for it to go kind of over to the side there. This was my original. And be sure to stamp on the inside. So there is our other card. And let me show you my Too Cool version. This one starts with Highland Heather. I used a different designer series paper from the Sweet Talk pack. I used the real red for the scallop die and the larger You're Cute 2 layered stamping there. That's with the Melon Mambo stamped off and for the inside, and then the real red for the You're Cute and border. Another Melon Mambo stamped off in the background, and then I used Happy Valentine's Day, a little banner across the front, and put the ribbon at the bottom. So, and then here's another way that you can add some cute little hearts in the corner. Okay, we have one more style of card to show you. This one also begins with a real red card base. Again, it's another fun fold. This is a 5.5 by 7 1/4, and then you're going to score at 4 1/4 for your card base. And then for the outside, I have a piece here that is 2 3. I better not say until I know for sure. 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So that's going to decorate that front flap. And then the inside piece, we have another piece of the Sweet Talk paper. This is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to go right along the edge, flush to the edge of the inside, which is a 4 by 5¼ inch piece of basic white. Now before we put that on the inside, we're going to add another piece to this card base. And this is another project that I featured on my blog last week, the toocoolstamping.com. They were such cute projects, I just thought, why am I going to reinvent the wheel? We're going to just use those for our class project. So this is a 3½ by 3 inch piece of real red, and then I scored it along the 1/2 inch mark to make a little tab here. We're going to add some seal to that, and then we're going to add this to the kind of the bottomish part of this, and then that flap's going to fold in. So let's add that. Whoops, I have a stray rhinestone. Now it's stuck on my fingernail. Okay, got rid of it. So we'll add this to the inside. If you want to do some stamping on it, don't forget to do that before you add. Okay, so you can see how now it's going to fold both ways here, kind of back and forth, almost like a joy fold card. Then we have a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inch piece of basic white. We're going to start with a sentiment at the bottom, and we're going to add that Happy Valentine's Day. Let me make sure. I think I might have had black on it last time. There is Happy Valentine's Day. Then see. I don't think I have. I think I forgot to bring my pink, my Blushing Bride. So we're going to use Melon Mambo instead. But this is supposed to be Blushing Bride. But we'll just make it, we'll stamp off like we did before. 1, 2, and then make those hearts go across. So that's supposed to be Blushing Bride. I'll show you my original when I'm done. Now the project that I showed on my blog last week was not exactly like this one, but it was, the card design was the same, but I used different paper. All right, next up we have that cute little envelope that you can make with the Sweethearts dies, and it's already scored and ready to go. You'll notice that you'll have 3 different sides that are the same, and then you'll have one that's a little bit smaller. Can you see how this one is a little bit smaller than these other scallops? This is going to be your top. So all of the rest of them, you'll want the 2 sides to go in, and then the bottom will come up the center. So I'm just going to put a little bit of seal along that bottom, and then fold that up and burnish it down nicely. And there is our cute little envelope. Isn't that sweet? I love it. We're going to add that to our card front. Whoops. And go like that. I think we'll probably go ahead and add this to our card. And then I've already stamped the heart. Again, you can do that. Let me show you really quick how that works. I put the stripes across it. I love those stripes. We're going to do the Melon Mambo again. And then the stripes are, here they are. We'll do those in real red. Just straight across there. And then you'll run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with your Sweetheart die that matches it. And that's how you get this little die cut. You can add a little bit of seal on that and just kind of pop that. That's like a little message that's coming out of that small envelope. And I felt like we needed to dress that envelope up just a little bit. So I have a little heart, just a real red die cut from the Sweet Heart dies. I'll put a little glue dot on there, and we'll put that right in the center to kind of dress up that envelope. That's so cute. And then let's just put one single iridescent rhinestone on there. So that is our final card design, and our kit is going to include both this one and the Too Cool version that I did because I love it, because it's all my favorite colors. So this one starts with Pool Party. We used another piece of the Sweet Chalk Designer Series paper, the striped piece on the edge here, and our Highland Heather little mini envelope, the Pool Party for the You're Cute large heart, a little Granny Apple Green to match the Granny Apple Green, and Blushing Bride going across. So that is going to be another card that you get. So you'll be able to make both of these versions in the card kit. Okay, so that is our card kit. Let me show you all the different cards you're going to get in your kit. Remember, this is a 5-card kit. You can earn it for free when you place that $35 minimum order using the host code 3D3QHX7P. So you're going to get all the parts and pieces that you need to create. Let's get all of these out here. To create both of these, your Z-fold card, this card, and the Designer Series paper card front card. So all of these will be in your class kit. All you'll need to do is place that $35 minimum order. Use that host code. That's very important. That lets me know what class kit you want. And you'll get all the parts and pieces, all pre-cut. You'll get all the embellishments, all the rhinestones, the ribbon, the die cuts. Everything's pre-cut. The only thing that I do not pre-cut are anything that has to be stamped and then die cut. So these hearts, you know, if you don't get the die cut bundle, die cuts that are in the bundle, then you'll have to do that manually, but you will have the paper that you'll need for that. But you'll get the die cut mini envelopes to go with these, the little die cuts to go on here, everything that you need to assemble. You'll just need to add your stamps, your inks, and your adhesives. And you can purchase all of those if you just go to toocoolstamping.com, click on the Shop Now link. That'll take you to StampinuP.com's page through my website. And don't forget to use that host code again. All right, that is our class for today. It's so good to be back with you. I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful Valentine's class. I hope that you decide to place an order and get these sent out to you. Remember, I am sending these out a little bit earlier than I would normally do. Usually I wait until the end of the ordering period and then I send them out. But I have all of my supplies ready to go, so I'm going to start sending those out on, when is it? Thursday, I guess it is, the 27th. So if you place an order between now and Thursday, I'll be able to send that right out to you, or anytime that you want to place that order by the end of the ordering period, which is Monday, January 31st. So right at the end of the month there. Okay, everybody. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I will have, I'll probably have that other treat box. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live class on that or not, but I'll at least have it up on my blog at toocoolstamping.com. And just as a side note, I was going to let you know this earlier. This is, it's kind of a weird time if you're used to my lives. I usually do lives on Thursdays at 9 a.m. I will not be doing those at Thursdays at 9 a.m. anymore, at least for the time being, because that's not going to be working out with my new schedule with my little one. So in order to get some help so that I can do this without her right in the middle of the camera, which many of you probably would love that, but I couldn't concentrate very well. I'm going to have to be changing up the time for that. So I'm not sure yet on what that actual regular time is going to be. I wanted to put this one out there as soon as I could. So that was Tuesday was what it was. So just stay tuned. I'll keep you posted, and I might be trying some different times out to see which one works. So you're going to have to bear with me for a little bit until we get a good schedule going. But just stay tuned to toocoolstamping.com or my Too Cool Stamping Facebook page, and I will keep you updated on our next live class. All right, thanks again for joining me, and whether you're here live or with the replay, I really appreciate it, and I'd love to have your comments. Be sure to comment below, and join me next time. Thanks so much. This is Angie with toocoolstamping.com. Bye-bye.